why a needs assessment in Latino culture? Because every minority is exactly the same as we've been talking about. So I'm not going to be redundant. What I'm going to do is give a little, the boring part at the beginning, which is the statistics. So this is the race by the in the Bay Area. If you notice, 57.5% there are white persons, and we have 13%. This is race, is not ethnicity. One of the things that we confuse a lot is race or ethnicity. Latinos, we are not a specific race. We are an ethnicity. So we can be Caucasian, we can be whites, we can be blacks, we can be whatever color that you say. Our teacher Vasconcelos used to say, we are the race of the copper. We are multiple cultural races in one person. Hispanic and non-Hispanics, now we're talking about ethnicity. So we have 37.6 Hispanic communities here and there's about 37 countries of Hispanic persons here in the Bay Area. Now, this is fascinating because this is the first time that I saw that we have 50 and 49%. So the myth that there is 7 women for each man, no way. We have here 50-50. So guys, so sorry, but here you only got one. So here, age. If you see 63%, a little bit more, it's 18 to 64 years old. That means that we are a working population. But under 5-year-olds, we're we're shrinking. Actually, we don't have kids. We are becoming more Europeans in that aspect than Latinos. We do have to have a lot of kids. So, why is a need assessment? And this is very interesting because during my probably 17 years of social worker, this question, when I go and do a needs assessment in the Latino population, there's like, do I need what? That's the first thing that I hear, like, oh, you need this, this, and that. And a Latino woman tend to think, what for? Is that going to, do I have to pay for that? That's the first one. Why I need that? Like, oh, you need certain things so you can follow the rules or whatever it is. And I don't know, I don't even know what rules are. In domestic violence, isolation is so big that perpetrators most of the time use our rules in our countries to let them know, the victims, that here the rules are the same. So sometimes for the person that we are trying to help, it's a very good news or bad news, or I don't know what news is, knowing the law is different. So when they ask, do I have to pay for that? It's because in third world countries or Latin American, we do not have almost any services from the government. So any services that I can reach, I have to pay for it. And that's why that question. About medical insurance, I'm including that one. If my kids are okay, I'm okay. I don't need any insurance. I live in the here and now. Like, why do I have to pay if I go to the hospital right now if I never going to the hospital in 40 years? It doesn't make sense to me. And another aspect is I have to sacrifice myself for the good of the family. So if they have to spend money on me when I'm sick, I feel super bad. Another thing, in our countries, in some countries, I'm not going to say all Latin American, but in some countries, The insurance companies do not honor their promises, and it's extremely difficult to them to pay anything. So, knowing that, believing that that is the way that companies' insurance are working, I'd probably be very hesitant to get insurance, health insurance. How I'm going to assess barriers? First, be very specific. How we going to start in A and finish in B? This sounds like a very stupid thing to say, but honestly, sometimes we don't know what do we want and what do we want to accomplish. So define what is point A. Whose need is this? Sometimes we try to offer services or give services to population, but it's really a need. This is what I use is due to the government requirements, like the insurance. It's not about if you want to. Now you have to. So I have to explain the persons why it's a need to have an insurance, or why it's a need to have, I don't know, safety issues, why it's a need to call the police, why it's a need to go to the medical attention when this happened or not. So as basic as that. Second, is this a social worker need? Sometimes when I work with a Latino woman, I feel like they need to know they need a lot of stuff. And actually, that is my social work background talking. Like, oh, I want you to have this and have that. And the poor lady is like, no, I don't want that. Why you want to give it to me? It's like, is that your need or my need? So I have to learn a lot about that. Like I say, okay, is that your social worker need? Do you have to put in paper or something? Or it's my need. And this is a safety need. That is one of the things. Safety in Latin America, it's another world. I didn't notice until I moved to United States, and now I return to Latin American countries, and then I go to the magnificent view, and I say, "There's no barrier here. Anybody can fall," or lots of things that I didn't notice before. Now I notice here. So sometimes. The safety is very different. Like you can have toddlers and you can have like, I don't know, wires out there like, oh no, I told the kid that don't touch them. That's enough, So if it's a safety need, address it in a minute. If it's a cultural need is from one culture to another, being the cultures the cultures are different. So if it's a need to do in United States because this is a rule here, we already talked about, but it's a cultural need of, for example, Section 8, have a house in Section 8, but I told the social worker that I live with my husband and one kid. And suddenly I have my husband, my cousin, three kids, two neighbors, and the grandma and the grandpa in the same building. So that is a cultural assessment that what is permitted, what is not permitted, what is the consequences, things like that. So for our culture, having like a zillion people in the same room is not an issue. It's the normal thing to do. And we're going to see why. Then our desired outcome is, oh, if it's in doubt, ask. One of the things is sometimes like, hey, I'm doing a needs assessment so I can help you with what? Then they say, I don't know, I don't need anything. Or we need to go from A to B. What is the point B? We want to do this. What do you want? And the person say, I don't know. I don't have a clue. So if the person do not know what she wants or he wants, probably you can ask the country why you don't want to happen. Like, okay, you don't know what you want, but I'm pretty sure that you know what you want, what you don't want. So they make a list of what they don't want, and then you just transfer to a positive list. If you don't have a clear answer, utilize that old question, the miracle questions. Those who have a background in psychotherapy, sometimes the miracle question is, if you wake up tomorrow and you know that something happened last night, a magic stick fixed all your problems, how do you notice? And then this person start talking about, oh, well, my husband wouldn't be this, or my kid will be that, or I'm going to be able to buy the medication, or something like that. So the needs assessment start doing by that wish list. So instead of proposing something that I believe they need. To plan for define possible obstacles for uh, your desired outcome. So I always try to say something like, okay, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here. And what if this? What if that? What if whatever? And that is going to be our barriers to jump. Make a plan B always, like if this doesn't work, we have to have a plan B. And the time concept, well, everybody is well known that Hispanics, we do have a very different time frame. I don't know why, but our clock always have like 15 minutes more. So, yeah, that's a kind of an issue. Mi casa es su casa. Well, Latina culture, as we know, we are collective. We share our destinies, and our interdependency within the family members is a definition of myself. So if you ask me, I can say I'm Mexican. I am like Mexican. I belong to that group. I'm Catholic. I belong to that group. I'm the son of Pancho or the daughter of Pancho, or I'm the mother of Juana. But it's never I am myself. I have to relate myself to a group, which is in a lot of minorities happens. So the last name or where you come from or what your family does, it's very important. In the individual culture, which is a few countries on the world, like the first presenter says, personal success is very, very important. Competition to get, to win, to have. Self indulgence, like a luxurious car, whatever. In our culture, most of the time, el tío rico, we mean the rich aunt and the family is the one who has the money, but she or he has to share with us. La familia is the second most important, well, I think is the first important part. Family values are based on integrity and security of the families. Um, One the most enhanced value in the Latino community is obedience to elders and authority. That's why when our families move to the Bay Area or to United States, and the children are starting raising in an individual culture, we took that science as a defiance, as a oppositionism, as you are not obeying your elders. You are not allowed to think by yourself without your family with you. So, raising and the transition of acculturation to from the family concept to the individual concept. It's a lot of struggles between the first and the second generation who immigrate to the United States. The structure of the family, the Hispanic family, is based on two fundamental things: father supremacy, machismo, and the absolute self of sacrifice of the mother, Marianismo. It has a name. So that's why when we are doing a needs assessment with the mother of the family, you're going to notice that it's going to be extremely difficult to get what she needs, what she wants, what she can do or cannot do. And it's very difficult to ask anything for herself. So when we do the integrative behavioral health, which is my specialty, which is everything biosocial and uh, psychobiosocial, the integrative health, we notice that diabetes is an urgent problem in our population. Why? Because we really, 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 really like to eat and cook, and our food is awesome. So, uh, and diabetes, it's a problem because we use a lot of sweets, a lot of lard, a lot of things, and the Latino population is increasing because we are going to see some boring statistics, but it's going to aim to first, we have limited access to care. This is a population that do not have legal status or any other sources. But it's also the population that do not want to have access. Why? Because I don't want to pay. We talk about the insurance. So we have that. Diet and exercise, vanity versus health. This is a cultural point of view. But honestly, when I was growing up, if I decided to go to the gym, my dad probably will say, like, what? Somebody, you want to get a boyfriend in the gym? Or why do you want to be in shape? This is, you don't have to pay attention, nobody has to pay attention to you. Why do you want to go to the gym? So our idea of being in shape and being healthy, it's very, very related to vanity. Oh, she wants to go to the gym because she wants to have super body and she wants to attract guys. And to my machismo, that is not a good idea. So it's very related to, for example, when right now a woman of domestic violence, she get out of that relationship and she went to the court and she finally get the divorce and the first thing that she's going to do is going to the gym. Oh my God, what a threat for this guy. It's not for health, it's for vanity. So in this statistics, what we see is we don't eat fruits and vegetables because meat is the best part. 67% low-income Latino fast food. We tend to eat a lot of fat food, and 34% consume 2 or more glasses of soda or other sugary drink. So that's why this proposition, I don't want to get political, but this proposition about the soda, it's aiming a lot of Latinos because they really don't want us to stop drinking soda. But some points to remember, just to recap, offer, when you're doing a needs assessment, offer what you believe the benefit available according to the level of acculturation and regulations, because there's a lot of Latino who have high education, or they're very immersed in the culture. They're already born here, 3 generations, so it's not the same. Every person is different. Every person is unique. Mention family members to involve in treatment. This is super important. It's like instead of, oh, we can provide transportation for you and your kids. And the ladies was like, no, grandma, grandpa, aunt, auntie, the kid, myself, we're going embarked because everybody wants to go to the medical doctor. Why you have to offer just me and the kid? I don't want it. And it happens a lot. So, mention, okay, when somebody is sick, any kind of illness, a wraparound system is better than any other system because every family will pitch something and take care of the sick person. So if we have a children with diabetes, probably mom is not there, but auntie is going to grab the candies and say, "No, remember you have diabetes." So everybody is going to pitch in on the treatment. Uh, Most of the time, the most effective is what do your family need instead of what do you need. Oh, we have a children. I work in a children's hospital. When they go home, the treatment plan, I try to involve as much people as I can. Like, okay, if mom has to go and do this, who's going to bring the kid to his dialysis or whatever? So, grandma, grandpa, and I have a lot of persons willing to help. If mother, for example, that's another good, the care of the caregiver, it's very important, but due to the stoicism of the Latino mother, it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult to make them to take care first and then the other ones, but I'm working on it.